Open Public Meetings Act. This is to announce that adequate notice of this meeting has been provided. Also, pursuant to the 2024 bylaws, rules, and regulations of the Board of County Commissioners of the County of Burlington, time shall be set aside on the agenda for receipt of public comments. Public comments will be received with respect to agenda items prior to board consideration of resolutions to be adopted. An additional opportunity for public comment will occur later in the meeting. Public comments shall be limited to 4 minutes per speaker. Unused time may not be transferred to another speaker. Persons may speak once per public comment period. I direct the deputy clerk to enter into the minutes of this meeting, this public announcement, and the advance written notice of this meeting. Commissioner Eckel is absent. Deputy Director O'Connell.
Here.
Commissioner Polian.
Here.
Commissioner Singh.
Here.
Director Hudson.
Here. Thank you, Aaron. We will now move on to approval of minutes. Do I have a motion to approve the minutes of the public and conference meetings of September 11th, 2024?
Second.
Properly moved in second. All in favor?
Aye.
Any opposed? Any abstentions? Motion passes. We will now move on to our recognition for the Traumatic Loss Coalition. I'd like to call up to the front Shirla Simpson, Director of Human Services, Alfreda Francis, and other representatives from the Traumatic Loss Coalition. Yeah, come over there. You all know the drill. You guys here before. You gotta listen to me read all this amazing stuff about you all. How are you? All right, okay. So September is Suicide Prevention Month, and we're recognizing a group of professionals who provide important guidance and assistance during crisis situations. These individuals help our schools and communities following traumatic deaths and other tragedies. I'm speaking of the Traumatic Loss Coalition. It's a network of trained and experienced professionals and counselors from schools, mental health agencies, social services, child welfare, law enforcement, and other qualified to support and guide community members following a traumatic loss or incident. The coalition was created in 2001 and has responded to a variety of events, including suicides, sudden deaths, illnesses, and more. When these events occur, the coalition responds to assist with on-site counseling and support. The coalition also provides training and guidance to schools and community groups about suicide prevention. This is critically important. We know suicide is one of the leading causes of death in New Jersey for residents 15 to 24 years old, and the coalition works to help dispel the stigma surrounding depression, anxiety, and other mental illnesses that often lead to suicide. Our board voted to create Burlington County Stigma-Free County campaign to send a message of hope to all those suffering from mental illnesses. Our message is, you're not alone, and there is no shame. Burlington County can find you and help and support you. The Traumatic Loss Coalition has also partnered with the Burlington County Department of Human Services and the YMCA in Pines and Medford to create Camp Portno, a free day camp for children impacted by substance abuse disorder. This day camp launched last year, and this summer we were able to expand into 2 sessions. Every life lost to suicide or substance abuse is a tragedy. In Burlington County, we're fighting to save every life that we can, and we're grateful to the Traumatic Loss Coalition and helping eliminate stigma to promote hope and healing to our communities. So we have some certificates for you all. Eve, did you want to say a few words?
Sure. Well, thank you for coming tonight. A recognition before the board really doesn't even go as far as to say thank you. I mean, oftentimes the Traumatic Loss Coalition, Alfreda and her team are called upon some of the most challenging things that we cannot even imagine, and yet they go above and beyond on nights and weekends, and then they come to work the next day and do what they're supposed to do, and it's, we just want to say thank you. Thank you for everything that you do, and thank you so much for coordinating, and you do make a great impact into our community, so yeah, thank you. Alfreda Francis, you're gonna get another one. Roseanne Rowe. Okay, Neil Stephens. Larry here, Judith Evans. Okay. Brian, she's not here. Wendy. Okay. Jennifer Wright. Thank you. No. Erica. Joe is not here. Janice Campbell. Roseanne.
Yeah, Janice is for Tri-State.
Okay. Thank you so much for coming, and, Cheryl or Malika, is there anything you'd like to say?
I would just, again, thank Elfrida for all her commitment and the rest of the group for just always being available to go out on these extremely difficult situations. Like you said, weekends, day after day, sometimes it's a whole week out at a site, and then still going on with their regular daily work week and their daily lives. It's really difficult work, so we appreciate it so much at the county.
I echo the sentiments of Eve and of Charlotte, and we just wanted to give Frida these flowers to thank her for because like they said, she does nights, she does weekends, and she navigates not just helping families, but parents and superintendents and staff, and it is no small plight, so we definitely appreciate you and all that you do.
Thank you. Thank you, everybody. Would you like to say a few words? I want to thank the team, these soldiers right here. Everybody was busy, some had private practice, some went to trainings today. They all wanted to be here, but they are here in spirit because we're here representing them, and they're behind the scene, they don't wanna be noticed, they just come out and do the work. You know, we just had an activation yesterday, and we'll keep doing them. And
How do you guys get
we'll
alerted?
keep doing it. It comes through the superintendents for the
Okay.
summer, traumatic loss is the lead in the
Okay.
summer.
Okay.
And then end of June till September, school start. And then September, the crisis response team, Broward County Crisis Response Team, they take the lead, but if they don't have enough staff, they come to us. And we're there to support them, and I have a very strong team.
Outstanding.
And for parties to know about.
Teresa, Macy, do you have anything?
Macy,
Come on, Macy. Get up here, Macy. Hold on, we'll talk. Thank you again for everything.
Yes.
Okay, we are now moving on to public comments on agenda items. Anyone who wishes to speak on agenda items will have a chance to do so. And if you want to speak on other topics, you'll have a chance to do so later on in the meeting. When it is your turn to speak, please state your full name and address for the record. As a reminder, each speaker is limited to 4 minutes and may only speak once per public comment portion. I will begin calling names from the list, and then if you haven't signed up for agenda items, public speaking, you'll have a chance to do so. The first name on our list is Mr. Luis Lopez. Hi, Luis, how are you?
Muy bien, great. Louis Lopez, 98 Levis Drive, Mount Holly, New Jersey. App 4, can you clarify 2, 24, 54, and 57?
I'm sorry, repeat that, you said
Number 2?
H2?
Yeah,
Okay,
24,
24,
54,
54,
and 57.
24, 54, and 57?
Yes.
So for eight, you said H2, right?
Yes.
Okay, so H2 is just us approving an item for our county budget for the WIC program, which is Women, Infant, and Children.
Okay.
It's grant money that we received after our budget was adopted.
Okay, thank you.
Okay, 24,
Yes.
so we're just amending a contract title, Adult Social Daycare Services for Seniors. So we're just amending it,
Okay.
that's all that is. The 54,
Yep.
this is machinery, so this is authorization to purchase machinery. And 57. We're doing a one-year option, for our contract for food services management in our, Burlington County Correctional Facility.
Okay, thank you, I appreciate it.
You're welcome. Next, for agenda items for public comment, on the list, we have Kristen Triano. I'm sorry if I mispronounced her name. Kristen? Hi, hello.
Hi, I'm here on behalf of the Lake Pine community.
Please state your name and address. for the
Kristen
record.
Triano, 180 Tom Boulevard, Medford.
Is this agenda items or something else? If it's not agenda items, you'll have a chance to speak later on in the meeting. This is just for agenda items.
Oh, I see, okay, thank you.
And Ms. America Phillips, do you have a comment on agenda items? Or,
No.
okay, so you wanna speak later?
Yes.
Okay, do we have anyone else for comments on agenda items? Do we have anyone else for comments on agenda items? Seeing none, I'm closing this portion of public comment. We will now move on to resolutions. I would like to make a motion to approve resolutions H1 through H26 and H30 through H41 for unanimous consent.
Second.
Properly, seconded by Commissioner Pulliam. Are there, any questions? All in favor?
Aye.
Any opposed? Any abstentions? Motion passes. Deputy Director O'Connell?
Thank you, Director. I'd like to move resolutions H27 through H29 and H42 through H49 for unanimous consent, please.
Thank you. Is there a second?
Second.
Second by Commissioner Singh. Are there any questions? All in favor?
Aye.
Any opposed? I will abstain from H27 through H29. Motion passes. Commissioner Pulliam?
Thank you, Director. I'd like to move resolutions H50 through H56 for approval by unanimous consent, please.
Thank you. Is there a second?
Second.
Second by Deputy Commissioner, Deputy Director, sorry. Are there any questions? All in favor?
Aye.
Any opposed? Any abstentions? Motion passes. Commissioner Singh?
Thank you, Director. I make a motion to get the resolutions, H57, 58, 59 approved.
Thank you. Are there any, is there a second?
Second.
Second by Commissioner Pulliam. Are there any questions? All in favor?
Aye.
Any opposed? Any abstentions? Motion passes. Do we have any questions from the media? Do we have any questions from the media? Seeing none, I'm closing this portion of public comment. We will now move on to public comments on non-agenda items. Each speaker is limited to 4 minutes and may only speak once. When it is your turn to speak, please state your full name and address for the record. I will begin calling the names from the list. Once I exhaust the names from the list, then you will have an opportunity to speak. So the first name on our list is Mr. Jim Schiffer. Sorry.
If you could please pass out a copy of this to everyone.
Name and address for the record, sir?
Yes. My name is Jim Schiffer. I live at 209 Taunton Boulevard in Lake Pine. I'm here representing the residents of the Lake Pine Safe Streets Initiative. Several weeks ago, I contacted several groups, including the Governor's Office, the DOT, Medford Township, and the county, requesting weight limits to be placed on Taunton Boulevard. My letter to the governor made its way to the DOT, and after several back and forth emails, we've arrived at the conclusion that the process for placing weight restrictions on Taunton Boulevard begins with the county and/or Medford Township. Representatives from all parties were CC'd on the letter from the DOT. Throughout this process, it has become evident that very few people have a real interest in improving the situation. However, we are not going to take no for an answer and request that the process begin immediately. Mr. Brickley is in receipt of the letter from the DOT and is most likely intimately familiar with the process. The traffic report from May clearly indicates that change is long overdue in this matter. It makes me very angry to know that everyone involved in this decision to place weight restrictions on Taunton Boulevard thinks it's their right to dictate to 160 people who signed our petition how they should live their lives and what they should be willing to tolerate. It also takes a lot of nerve to tell tax-paying residents that the rights of non-tax-paying trucks trumps those of our residents. Where does anyone get off abusing our rights like this? We have 76 trucks over 40 feet every single day. It also makes me angry that the county engineer was first contacted with a request for weight restrictions over 3 years ago and could have started the process then. Instead, he defended the out-of-control trucks with no concern for the residents who live this nightmare day in and day out. And make no mistake about it, it is a nightmare. To our knowledge, the county engineer has never considered visiting Taunton Boulevard to witness for himself the abuse we take, to see for himself how close our homes are to the roadway and how the trucks speed and shake our homes on a constant basis. His only recourse is to tell us that the roadway is made for trucks, full well knowing that our homes were built in the 1920s and 1940s and cannot withstand the constant banging of the trucks on that road. They were not made for that kind of abuse. And yes, it is abuse. He also has the unmitigated gall to speak about restricting commerce when discussing our rights to live peacefully in our homes, when in fact the trucks in question leave a major artery, Route 73, to come down our road. The trucks have options. We do not. We cannot move our homes. In summary, we demand the immediate process to implement the following as deterrents to speeding and truck traffic. Lowering of the speed limit on Taunton Boulevard to 25 miles per hour and on Taunton Road to 30 miles per hour. The placement of 2 three-way stops on Taunton Boulevard, one at Maple Road and Taunton Boulevard and one at Spruce Drive and Taunton Boulevard. And that begin the process of placing weight restrictions on Taunton Boulevard. This includes contacting the mayor of Evesham, which was clearly noted in the letter from the DOT that Evesham Township has to approve it also. In closing, what a shame it is that the residents of Lake Pine had to become responsible for coming up with solutions. But that's where we are. It's the county roadway, and the county needs to act like it's their responsibility. And by the way, does anyone know why a private contractor was out pressure washing Taunton Boulevard 2 Saturdays ago without any cones to divert traffic or police protection? We can't seem to get an answer as to whether or not our health is at risk from chemical contaminants.
Thank you, sir.
Thank you very much.
Thank you.
And thank you for letting me finish.
Thank you, sir. Next we have is Billy Messer. I apologize if I mispronounced your name.
It's okay.
My name is Billy Messer, 42 West Railroad Avenue, East Hampton, New Jersey. I want to first just start off by thanking our local police for being here, and you guys, ladies and gentlemen as well, for giving us this opportunity to speak. I want to start off by reading something. Stormwater management. The state of New Jersey stormwater regulation of Burlington County was required to establish an agency to review adopted municipal stormwater management plans. Following that requirement, the Board of County Commissioner was named the planning board for this approval agency within Burlington County. The planning board has appointed a review committee that reviews submitted drafts, adopted municipal stormwater plans, and ordinances for consistency with the state stormwater regulations. This section is provided to assist municipalities with preparation of their municipal stormwater management plan. For more information, call Joseph T. Brickley. I'm a little disappointed because I've been coming in here now for a while due to, I don't want to say a warehouse, a stormwater issue. And I made a right-hand turn on Route 38 to see another warehouse going up right next door to the one that I've just had major problems and all my residents. And I got to look at your faces here who, you know, pleaded that you guys care and that you guys were extremely devastated that we were going through these type of issues. Now, if Lumberton wants to continue to improve these warehouses, they need to keep their own water in Lumberton, because I've been fighting a year of regulation, this word regulation. And in Lumberton, meeting with the engineers, 3 of them, 3 from their company that's building the project, and 2 at the Lumberton level. When I tried to get to a situation of, can 3 36-inch storm water discharge pipes, can an 8-inch pipe downstream, gallons per minute, maintain 3 36-inch pipes that you're discharging? Sir, the 8-inch pipe doesn't matter because regulation. So what I'm here to say is the first project, I understand Mr. Brickley wouldn't approve that one if he would have been able to see beyond what that company submitted to him. But at this point, there has to be consequences if you guys are going to continue to approve stormwater plans after you know what's downstream. So I can totally understand the first project getting approved. I can. I've been in business a long time. I know how these things happen, but at this point, you know the situation downstream, and we've approved another stormwater plan right next door. That's also, they're cleaning up now. It's gonna be built on a junkyard. It's been there for over 60 years that I know of. So if this water is gonna be getting into the Rancocas Creek again, through the same situation and the same process that was approved for the last warehouse, this needs to really be looked at immediately and in a concerning fashion. Because the Rancocas Creek is right there. It backs up to my home. I live on the Rancocas Creek. We're already having major issues with, you know, sand and, you know, our waterways, you know, being infiltrated with, and nowhere to go because no dam is broken and they can't open and close the dam properly. So to not flood the people out where we live, they're leaving, you know, the dam open and there's no flow of water.
Thank you, Mr. Messer. Thank you. Thank you. Next we have Mr. Luis Lopez.
Well, leaving Louis Lopez 911 Drive, I want to thank to Mr. Daniel and Mr. Maria coming for the Main Street night with me. I appreciate you for your input. I love taking pictures of you guys. You're the best. So, second is, I just got, Mama just got a new sewing machine. It would be okay if I make the same t-shirt as Eve. It's like duplicate.
You wanna make a t-shirt?
No, same. If I make the same kit, it will be any conference, nothing like that.
You can't use the seal, if that's what you're asking. You can't make a shirt that says Board of Commissioners, if that's what you're asking.
Yeah, I said, the machine is possible can do it. I say, ask her, yeah, it can, but you need to ask permission from the county freeholder or the commissioner.
Right, so you cannot use our seal if that.
No, unless you're an employee, right?
Correct.
Oh, okay.
Don't impersonate. Don't-
No.
That is the context here. Other than that, yeah, you can pick it up and print whatever you want to do. You have freedom, but please do not impersonate a county employee or a county entity. That
Oh,
is
no,
the-
that's not my, no, that was not my purpose to, no, my purpose is to have a jacket from Burlington County Field. That's what my purpose was, to just have a jacket.
He wants a t-shirt.
I'll give him a t-shirt. Yeah.
Hmm.
T-shirt.
Yeah,
Hmm.
there you go.
And there's several event coming one is coffee tour drive, December 7th. Connie returns at Lumberton. You got something walk. That's coming Mount Holly very soon. Yeah, Mount Holly walk to the Santa 2024 edition, November 30th at noon, 42 High Street. And one question I'd like to ask, for the Mount Holly Trail, if there was an improvement, do I need to go to our township or go to the county freeholder?
For the Mount Holly Trail,
Yeah, if let's say to make an improvement, do I need to go to?
it's not us, you would go to Mount Holly.
Oh, okay, and I appreciate it for having us together. Thank you.
Thank you, Ruth. Do we have anyone else for public comment? Oh, we went through all the names. I'm sorry, 1 second, ma'am. We went through all the names. Right, but that's just normal public comment. Ms. Phillips, we'll have you up right after this. That's okay. Thank you. Thank you so much. Thank you for your.
Claudia McNamara, 249 Shreve Street, Mount Holly. I'm from the Rancocas Creek Association, and I'm here with Billy Messer. Same issue, concern about the second warehouse. The engineer and your engineer and the engineers in Lumberton were responsive, and the Lumberton Board of Commissioners was responsive to the letters that Berkeley wrote. It involved really a requirement that they rethink the stormwater management from the first warehouse. So that situation seems to have been retrieved. I'm sure it's considerable expense. The second one is very worrying because the Lumberton town council, really didn't seem informed about it. I don't know that, I expect their engineers have been careful, but we are worried because of runoff down into the creek. The creek is very fragile, and particularly right now, it's got so little water in it that it's really kind of worrisome. But we don't need flooding, we really don't need it. And so that's the local issue, but I think I really want to urge you all to think more broadly around the county about this. Because there's so many of these huge construction projects going on with lots of roofs and lots of paving and a lot of water. So right now, because it's so dry, we don't really think about it, but it's a big issue. So I hope that that issue around the second warehouse, which directly affects us, will be really looked at, because we're not gonna sit back if it doesn't work. You're gonna hear from us, everyone will hear from us. So, and you always listen so far, so this is really good. But just to let you know, we appreciated it before and your thoughtfulness, and that we're still here.
Yes,
We're gonna keep coming back.
thank you. Thank you.
Mhm.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Ms. Phillips?
Evelyn General.
Good evening.
I live in 115 Tennessee Trail, Brownsville, New Jersey, Pemberton Township, for 44 years. I've been coming here for several years, back and forth. You haven't seen my face because I have another organization to attend their meetings too. But I had the opportunity today to come here. And my first question will be, I know in reference to the road department in 530 East in Route 70. It's County Road, Pemberton Township Road, and State Road. They stated to me they didn't study. I know the study takes 2 years. I just hope for next summer, something is coming in there. It's still the same thing, nothing has been done in there. Okay, I leave that alone. Now the next thing I have it is, I came in here and complained about the transportation department. Transportation department, our previous administration stated one time, our council, stated one time, the Pemberton Township has public transportation, the whole town, Bologna. The last little developer called it Presidential Lakes. We do not have that. We've been deprived our children to attend college. Well, they closed the college anyway. They gotta travel more far now, but there is no transportation. Okay, and I just hope the county election is on it. I know that I will see different faces, but guess what? This is the way the elections work. Doesn't matter what party. They promise you the world. And after the election is over, you don't see their faces. It's funny, okay? And I just hope where the promise they didn't make it, they haven't even accomplished. Because the last time, I've been coming here and meeting after meeting, and a lady said from someplace in the other side of the town, they saw these people on election time. Sure, nobody going to skip those little roads. They got their cars, but guarantee you, after the election, when you get there, you do not even go see anything. And that's why the residents are upset, okay? My next thing it is, I travel on North Pemberton Road. I complain in reference to Birmingham. The warehouse that they built it up in there right now, they using North Pemberton Road, Brandywine Roads, Birmingham Roads, and the limit the county put in the road, limited 8 tons. But guess what? If you go see those roads yourself, 2 vehicles cannot go through. And you expecting a bus and a 18-wheeler tractor trailer go through? No, it's not going to happen, okay? Accidents are going to happen, and the people will not have no bridges. Think about it that way. They are taxpayers. The county put those signs. And I just hope the county just tell the workers or the county workers to remove those signs. Please, before we have a fatality with the school children. They don't have to pay the price.
Ms. Phillips, remove what sign again? What sign are you referring to?
The signs are on North Pemberton Road, by Brandywine Roads, and Birmingham Roads. The limits is 8 tons to go to those little towns. It's impossible.
8 tons?
8 tons. In the county, put those signs in there. I know they did.
Okay, so we'll look into it, but your time is up, Ms. Phillips, so we'll look into it. Thank you so much. Thank you.
Before I leave, give me the permission.
Thank you. Thank you. Thank you, Ms. Phillips. Thank you.
Excellent.
Thank you. Do we have
Have a
anyone
good
else?
night.
Thank you. Do we have anyone else for public comment? Okay. Yes, sir.
Hi, Harry Harper, 18 Highland Road, Pemberton Township. I believe it was back in April I was in here. Your starting your county road repaving project. And at the same time, we were having a lot of trouble with flooding on these county roads and stuff. And I brought up the fact that years ago, the county used to have a project where they went out and cleaned all the drainage ditches along the roads and stuff. And Junction Road and Mount Misery Road, you were getting ready to repave, and if you didn't do something, that paving project, the road would start collapsing. Well, back in June, I believe the second week in June, I was going somewhere and I noticed the road collapsing at Junction Road near Lakehurst Road. And I called the county highway department. They were fast to come out and put a barrel at the spot where the road's collapsing along the drainage ditch. But as of Monday, that barrel is now in the hole because it's gotten bigger and they haven't come out to do anything about it. You know, we need to do something with it before winter time comes or it's gonna be a mess. And I don't know how much money you spent on repaving that road, but it's a shame that it's collapsing that fast. They need to make sure they clear the drainage ditches and the cross pipes under all these roads before they pave. Yeah, or it's a waste of taxpayers' money. I just want to make you aware of that. Thank you.
Thank you. Thank you so much. Ms. Christian Triana? Yes.
Hello, thank you. Kristen Triano, 180 Taunton Boulevard. And I'm here to echo Jim's concerns for our Lake Pine community. I also live on the road that the trucks travel past. Just this past Sunday, I had my entire family at my home for dinner. I can't even go out onto my porch and serve dinner because the trucks that are going up and down this road are horrendous, loud, shake my house. I can't even enjoy my own property, and it's getting worse. I've been in this house for 2.5 years now, and I've noticed it's getting much worse. And we need to do something. Our whole community is up in arms about this. I speak with my neighbors regularly, and it's very upsetting to have a beautiful home in a beautiful community. And when I see these trucks coming through, as a matter of fact, there was one barreling down our road, practically cut us off. They also speed. My husband and I were traveling up the road, and we happened to be at the red light right next to them when they stopped. And they rolled the window down, and we said, please, please, slow down when you're on the road, and they just dismissed us. I don't think people realize that these are people's homes. It's not a highway. And when I'm in my kitchen and I'm looking out the window and I'm seeing these big, ginormous trucks come barreling down my road, something has to be done. Please, we beg you, the whole community begs you. I want to be able to enjoy at least a peaceful, quiet home. I understand there's going to be traffic. I live on Taunton Boulevard. I get that. But to please restrict that speed limit to 25 and the stop signs, I think will make a huge difference. We're just asking somebody to listen to us and do something. Thank you. Thank you.
Do we have anyone else for public comment? Yes, please.
Sorry, I didn't sign in.
That's okay.
Good evening, my name is Mary Lucas, 207 Taunton Boulevard, and I'm here with Jim and Joanne. I guess I would like to reiterate a little bit of the monitoring report so that folks, let me put this in this perspective. This is from May, and so it supports all of what Jim and my neighbor has said. There were 80,000 plus vehicles on Taunton Boulevard in 8 days. So we're up to 12,000 vehicles a day. And of those 80,000, 15% were 10,540 exceeded the 85th percentile of a safe traveling speed. Therefore, according to the report, 10,540 drivers should have received citations for a moving violation. That did not happen. The Medford Police Department issued a mere 11 citations in 8 days, and that's astounding against the numbers that I'm just presenting. It also showed that 2,044 vehicles traveled at a speed greater than 40 miles per hour, equaling some 255 a day. 181 vehicles traveled greater than 45 miles per hour, or 23 a day. 114 vehicles traveled greater than 50 miles per hour, 14 a day. We had 9 vehicles exceeding 70 miles per hour. It's astounding on that road and with the volume of traffic. If I have company and there are small children, I have to go into the middle of the road, put my hand up, stop the traffic, so the family can back out of the driveway. It's not acceptable. And the fact that everyone has all of this information, our group has done all of this research, and it just appears as there's no consequences. The facts are not Republican facts. The facts are not Democratic facts. These are the facts from the county monitoring report. And we really believe that we need action and that the responsible parties have to take a stand on this and do something very soon, because we're trying to avoid a crisis on that road and an accident. And there's no reason why. I also wrote Department of Transportation, and they say that it's the county that sets the weight restrictions. So if that's the case, then something has to be done at the county level and very soon, because we cannot be the main thoroughfare. Trucks can continue down 73 and get onto Route 70 and access the areas where they have to go. We do not have to be the access route. And it's critical that this change, because it's getting worse and worse. And then the roadway is gonna have to be done over, because it's not gonna be able to handle all the weight and wear and tear on the road. So it's creating additional and future funding issues besides that. And then only 11 citations were issued by the township. When you have that information and there's no consequences, it doesn't make sense. It just, something has to be done. And we hope that you seriously consider taking some kind of action very soon. Thank you.
Thank you.
Excuse me, Ms. Lucas.
Yes.
I appreciate all of you residents coming out here from Medford. You're already talking about the speed limit as being ignored.
Yes.
The county doesn't have any enforcement mechanism for the speed limit other than to lower it. So if we were able to lower the speed, I don't want you to leave here thinking we can give you a solution. That's really not gonna be a solution. If we were to lower the speed limit, why would it be any different now than if Medford Township is not enforcing the existing speed limit?
Well, I think it's two different issues. I think Medford Township, I appreciate the fact that you're even addressing this. I think Medford Township has to step up, and their police officers have to either be redeployed or however they're allocated. But it's an embarrassing statistic, number one. But number two, if you consider statistically, somebody at 30 miles an hour trying to stop is far different than somebody at 25 miles an hour trying to stop. I know that you all know that, so that the consequence of that is someone's life could be saved, we could avoid an accident. And there's no cost to anyone to lower the speed limit. So I'm just saying, I know I worked in government my whole life, so I know everybody's looking at the bottom line and that kind of thing. But this is something that will save lives and not cost anything to do.
Well, I guess what I'm asking, have you gone before your council in Medford
We're there every time they have a meeting.
about enforcement, and what have they said to you?
Do you mind if I speak?
Sure.
I have gone to the Medford Township Committee meeting several times. They have increased their patrol of the roadway. We actually feel that at 25 miles an hour, trucks will be less inclined to want to travel down that road because of the speed limit, and it doesn't show up on waves when they're trying to travel. So we believe that that'll be a deterrent. And then the stop signs, these massive trucks don't want to upshift, downshift, grind their gears and all that. So we think the stop signs are also going to be a huge deterrent to those trucks even wanting to come down that roadway.
Thank you, I appreciate
Yeah,
it.
let me just say this, thank you.
Yes,
Thank
thank
you so
you.
much. So I'll just ask quickly, Mr. Brickley, if you could just explain to us what the process is for
changing the speed limit and adding signs?
Yes, Director. The county maintains what we consider to be the 85th percentile, which is a national program for establishing a speed limit on any roadway. And basically that 85 percentile is what is the comfortable speed that the driver feels driving that particular roadway. When the county does speed surveys, we encourage and typically coordinate with local police departments to do a law enforcement detail in advance of. 99 times out of 100, if we do not do an enforcement detail in advance of the speed survey, it typically tells us we should be raising the speed limit and not lowering it. So at the end of the day, we have been in communication with Medford PD. They have run their own radar out there. We have run our radar out there. Our radar supports the 35-mile-an-hour speed limit. After Mr. Scheffler was here before, we put the equipment out, and the equipment once again proved, based on the 85th percentile, folks are traveling at 35 miles an hour, and the pace is about the same. So, as the deputy director was trying to point out, there's signs. The county has a sign department. We could make 25-mile-an-hour signs. But if it's not enforceable, because of the nature of the roadway, they will be challenged. There's no statutory, I can't just say 25 mile an hour. If it was that way, the whole world would be 25 mile an hour. There's a speed survey, there's a practice that we follow. Based on that, the 35 mile an hour is supported. Maybe if we did an enforcement detail, we might be able to get it down to 30. But at the end of the day, if it's not statutorial, meaning it's an established school zone or something to that effect, it's based on the 85th percentile.
And can you, and while you're already speaking, can you speak to the stormwater management?
Stormwater management in the county of Burlington, on all planning board applications, they are required to attenuate all stormwater on site with an established storm volume. They are required to attenuate that on site. If they don't do that, it's a fail. If they cannot demonstrate through the accepted DEP programs for hydrographing or whatever a storm, if they can't prove that in a stormwater report, it's an automatic fail. So they're demonstrating through the application. Now 38's a different story for us because theoretically it's not our, depending on which way the stormwater is going, it's not our roadway. But we have been in communication with Lumberton in the past. We have pointed out that one particular incident which they went back and corrected. But at the end of the day, and the county's dealing with stormwater regulations just like everyone else is. We're seeing storms of a higher frequency, of a higher amount. It's happening closer and closer together. I don't know what the cause is, but I know it's happening. So we're dealing with it also, but it's home rule. As long as they demonstrate with the standard of care with professional engineers, we review them, the county reviews them, we review them for standard of care. If they meet the standard of care, that's the reason for approval. And it's the same at the state level. So they're meeting those regulations. They're building these huge basins. Now, do they maintain the basins? Are the basins constructed? That's out of our purview. But at the end of the day, they demonstrated that the basins can handle it.
Okay, thank you. Well, we can't go back and forth, so I understand that you guys still have comments. However, I just wanted to get us to this point. We will continue the conversation, but we cannot go back and forth. Let me just say this. Do we have anyone else for public comment? Do we have anyone else for public comment? Seeing none, I'm closing this portion of public comment, and we will now move on to commissioner comments. Commissioner Singh, do you have any comments?
Thank you, Director. Foremost, just want to say again our thank yous to Freda and her team that do awesome work with families during any traumatic loss event. Thank you again to that team. And in terms of the commentary, in terms of the truck traffic and the stormwater management, it seems there's a lot involved in it. Just foremost with stormwater management, I know there's a standard of care that professionals have to show documentarily that they are able to meet, but I am curious as to the standards, if they have been updated recently, considering those 100-year storms are happening every decade. And that is the process, like, you know, if people are saying, yeah, I meet these standards, it reminds me of the conversation of the PFAS in our waters. Those standards have changed recently. The water that was good 2 years ago is no longer good this year. Not that anything changed with the water, but the standards have been much more stringent. I'm wondering if that part has, anybody even had tried to look at that part about the water volume that comes with the storm in a typical month, if that standard is still being used from decades ago versus from the last 2-3 years of data. I know within our county for the past 5 years, we have floods that we were not seeing before. We're seeing flooding that was not seen before. So I am curious on that front as to whoever is doing the approval process, whether they take into account what the standard is, other than just saying the numbers are lower than what the paper says, when those facts were actually put into place. So I am very curious on that. I think other things the director already addressed, so I'll get back to you. Thank you.
Thank you. Commissioner Bullion?
Thank you, Director. Congrats to all those who were recognized this evening. Thank you for all you do to comfort those in need. It's heartwarming to see people that have that kind of quality and will take time and effort to sacrifice their own time to help others. I want to thank Sheriff Christopoulos and the officers for being here this evening. Thanks for protecting us and the others attending. Really appreciate that. And my broken record, thanks to our department heads and directors. Appreciate everything you do for us and the residents day in and day out. You do a great job of making me like I know what I'm doing, so I really appreciate it. Appreciate all the comments that you folks came out and shared. I want you to realize those are the notes that I take, so I get to review and get to follow up with the people that we need to follow up with. Once again, I also want to state, I don't want anybody leaving here tonight to think that the comments that you make fall on deaf ears. They don't. And we do have the appropriate conversations. Our director works with others, including ourselves, to try and best address your particular circumstance. I will tell you one thing. Speeding in this state, I come from Pennsylvania, I'm in Pittsburgh, and I have never seen the likes of the speeding that occurs down here. Most of you might not know, I'm the administrator for Edgewater Park. I could put a 25-mile-an-hour limit on every single road we have in town. You know, and I don't know that would even correct the situation. But once again, thank you very much. Be safe going home.
Thank you. Deputy Director?
Thank you, Director. I too would like to express my appreciation to the Medford residents, East Hampton and Mount Holly for coming out here tonight. And as my colleague just says, you know, sometimes we just sit here and listen to what you have to say, but we don't want you to leave here thinking we don't hear what you're talking about. It's a quality of life issue, but having been in government for just a little while, government sometimes moves at a glacial pace. But we do try to address these things the way we can. Unfortunately, when we get into stuff with roads, warehouse development, we've heard from many areas of the county about that. The jurisdiction starts in the municipality. It's not trying to pass the buck. We have a jurisdiction on our own, but we take these issues seriously. We discuss it amongst ourselves and with our professionals, and if we can help, we're certainly going to try to do that. But I also want to echo Commissioner Pullion's remark about speeding. I drive all over the county. I really drive all over the state of New Jersey. You know, maybe it's because I'm getting a little older, but I've never seen anything like it. People passing over a solid yellow line into ongoing traffic. People going out into the shoulder of the road to pass on the right. The problem is, you know, I mentioned about police jurisdiction, but but we also don't have enough police to do that stuff. They have other areas of responsibility. Unfortunately, as a society, we have to kind of look out for one another, and it seems for some reason, we're not doing a very good job of that. But I do want to express my appreciation, and I know my colleagues all feel the same way about you guys taking the time to come out and see us. I do want to thank the Traumatic Loss Coalition for what they do. I don't know how they do that and then go back to work at their regular jobs, day in and day out. It's really quite amazing. I want to thank Servicios Latinos de Burlington County for their invitation to attend their Hispanic celebration on this past Saturday. It was a beautiful day out at the amphitheater. There was music, there was food, there was a great crowd. It was really a wonderful time. And then I want to thank Main Street Mount Holly. My colleague Commissioner Singh and I attended their event. There's an awful lot going on in Mount Holly. Check out their website. Almost all of it's free. I told them when I first met Main Street Mount Holly, I bought my first house here in this town. I lived here for 10 years. And I have a soft spot for Mount Holly, and I'm always rooting for it. So it was a wonderful event. And then this Saturday, if you're looking for something to do at our agriculture center, it's going to be Squash Day. And again, it's a great place to visit, just to walk around. I was there last Saturday with my dog because there's a vendor with dog treats, and Bingo and George have become pretty good friends there. And also tomorrow on Saturday from 4 to 9, we have Arts After Dark out at Smithville Park, which is another thing. It's all free. Hopefully the weather will cooperate. Check our website out for other upcoming events. Everybody get home safe, and thank you, George.
Thank you. To our residents who came out and spoke tonight, thank you for continuously addressing, bringing your concerns to this body. We'll do everything that we can to try to help resolve your issues. We understand the importance of quality of life, and we want you to know that we're hearing you. So I won't belabor my points, but I'll come down and talk to you guys after the meeting is adjourned. So I would like everyone